Hi. It's been a while. It feels like it's been a very long while. It is October 11th, and it is a Saturday. And this is going to be at least a two-parter because I have a lot to talk about, and a very small amount of it is actually my stitching. So over the last few weeks, I basically foreshadowed something that was going to happen in early October, and it happened, and I can talk about it now. So the reason I didn't want to talk about it before is because I went on vacation, and we literally came back yesterday. And I was really paranoid about having somebody figure out where I am and coming here and just breaking into the house and stealing stuff. Yeah. Because it's never a good idea to talk about when you're going on vacation online, because those things do happen. Either people break into your house or they just go to where you are on vacation and start harassing you. So yeah, I don't talk about it until after I've done it. So yeah. Also, I am in my bedroom once again. And yeah, these are my pillows over there, the little navy blue ones. Yeah. Mainly because it's going to be a long video and people don't always like it when I'm recording in the morning. So since this is going to be a long video, this part is going to be in my room, and the next part is going to be downstairs. And in the next part, I will show the stitching that I had managed to get done, but I will talk about them here. Although if I can get a picture, I'll probably just put a picture up when I talk about it. But my vacation was to Eilat, which is the southernmost city in Israel. It's also the hottest one, and I was, like, my body was not happy. My body is basically an oven, and it's always like 2 degrees Celsius hotter than other human bodies, and it was so hot in there. I did not like it at all. But we did have AC just going for the entirety of the time that we did spend in the house that we rented. So that was cool. And we had a pool, and I went in there twice, even though I don't really like being in all that chlorine. It does not do good to my skin. I literally have a rash. But I went in there, it's done. The 2 times that I did go in there, I went in to teach our dog to swim. Now Enzo, you've seen him in the past, he's scared of everything. And that apparently includes the pool, because that was the first time in his 2 years with us that he went in a pool, that he was even near a pool. So yeah, he was like freezing, shaking, kind of scared, and it was adorable. But my sister is kind of a chronic worrier when it comes to him. She's like just smothering him and cuddles him way too much. So she got him out the second time when they were all in the pool. So yeah, not the best ending for that, but he did do a few steps in the water, which is really impressive. It might sound not at all impressive, but considering he's a scaredy cat, it was pretty impressive. So yeah, that was, yeah. We also went shopping. We bought so much, and I found a craft store that sold TMC skeins for a ridiculous price. And I got all but 12 of the colors that I need to start a Haid. And honestly, I could have gotten more because they had a huge selection and they were getting rid of it. And I could have gotten one of every color that I had, and I kind of do regret it that I ended up going with just the 30 that I needed rather than one of each color that they had, because it would have gotten me closer to my master goal. But I am 30 skeins closer to that. And after I get on my local craft store and get the remaining 12, I'll be 12 steps closer to it as well. So, yay! But yeah, they were a ridiculous price. They were cheaper than they are here, and they also had 30% off. So I ended up getting them for like the most ridiculous price I have ever seen. I would usually get, I don't actually know, but around, let me just do that quick calculation really quickly. I would have gotten 19.6 skeins for the same amount of money that I paid for those 30, so over half, but still less impressive. So I did just get one color, like one skein of each color, because it's a start, and I should have gotten 2 or more, and some of them, they were at like 3 skeins left, 2 skeins left, and I could have gotten like the remaining of the remaining colors, but I didn't. I kind of regret that too, and honestly, if I could, I would have gotten everything, because they also had this DMC color card that I have never seen anywhere in this country ever, and I kind of want one now. It's not gonna help me much because I use patterns that have like the actual color numbers that you're gonna need for each stitch, and I'm not gonna need it, but it's cool to have. You know, like if I do choose to make patterns again at some point, I have 2 that I am stitching in my whips, and I did do a few more. The My Little Pony is one that I made, and one that honestly could use some changes. Thing is, it's so big, I had to use a different method that I currently use, and I can't really change the colors on that. So if I do want to change the colors on it, I'm gonna have to like run it through the method that I use now, and it is going to be hell. But I do have a friend that has Wind Stitch, and I could ask them to fix the colors in Wind Stitch, but they are already doing Pokemon Gens 6 through 8 because they don't currently fit or load on Pattern Keeper, so it might take a while before I ask them to do that as well. But it might just be like the wings after I finish it, just frogging the parts I don't like and placing them with colors that I do like. I might just do that. And then I can stitch according to the pattern and just note the changes. But honestly, I might just not do that either. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. So I got very little stitching done because we were just constantly doing stuff. We went with the extended family, and we were like 13, 14 people, and I don't usually do well with in an enclosed space with that many people. But luckily it was a big house, and I only felt the presence of people in the mornings when we would all like gather for breakfast, and the evenings when we would all gather for dinner. And they were a pretty short amount of times compared to the whole stay, which was full days. But yeah, I don't do well with a lot of people. My voice is also a little shot because we literally stopped with the ACs on, and I have never ever done it in my whole life. So yeah, my voice is suffering right now, Honestly, my stomach was suffering during this trip because I had issues with it, and I need a very specific diet to eat, so everything's well, and I didn't have that there, so it was suffering. It is still suffering a little bit. It's gonna take a few days for it to actually start getting better, so yeah, not great. Yeah, so I managed very little stitching done. I did maybe like 300 stitches overall this week, and I usually do that in a day. So I don't feel comfortable with the amount of stitching that I did. I didn't even finish a diagonal. It's like on its last legs, but it's there. Like there's still like white spots that are just unstitched, and it drove me like crazy. But I did manage to translate the things that we did get to do, that I did do during the days that I did not stitch, into stitches. So most of the days that I did get to stitch, they have a little over 100 stitches, and the days that I didn't get to stitch are in the 50s. Except the day that we got skeins, and then I added like the translations to the amount of skeins that I got, and I got to exactly 100 stitches. So I am very close to finishing the second whip go goal. I finished the first one before we left. I think I talked about it in the last video, but if I didn't, now you know. It was only 600 stitches, and I did that in like a little less than a little over a day. I did 500 in the first day, I did the remaining 100 in the next day, and I kept on stitching, and yeah. So that was the first 2 days of October for me, just stitching, trying to get to the 600 mark. So yeah. I am currently missing a little over 100 stitches to finish the second goal. So we'll get that, and I will definitely report on it in the next video. But what I do want to talk about is that we have a ceasefire deal, and we are getting all of our hostages back, both alive and the ones that were killed in captivity. And the war is over, and no more missiles. We got like 3 missile alerts while we were there, and here at home, I'm not gonna say where I am, but I will say that I need to get to a shelter in a minute and a half here, and in a lot is like, it's 30 seconds, it's a third of the time. So we did have a shelter in the house that we were renting. We went there the first time. The second time was while we were at a store, a really big store. So the shelter managed to host everybody there, contain everybody there for the 10 minutes that we needed to stay there. And the third one, we were outside, and we literally saw the 2 missiles that were sent here being shot by one of our own missiles. In Hebrew, we call it meheret. I'm not really sure what it's called in English, but it's the missiles that we send up to the missile that is coming to us to hurt us, to blow it up, basically. So if you know what that is, let me know in the comments below. And that was really, really cool. It was also really, really scary. It was also really, really far away, so I didn't have to worry as much. The last time I actually saw a missile shooting over my head was in 2014 when I was on my way to a friend's house. And that was really, really scary, and I didn't have any shelters to go to, and I literally just hid under a wall because that was the safest place for me at the time. So this time, with the 2 missiles being shot, we were in a car, so not the safest place. Like, if the missile hits the car, we all would have died, which is a really scary thought. But like I said, it was really, really far away, so it's okay. It was okay. We saw the shootout, and now we have a cool story to tell. We also just kept on driving afterwards because it fell in the ocean, so that was really cool to see. After the initial, oh my god, it's coming, scare thing went away. What I did manage to do, because it requires less prep time than stitching, is write. I did not bring my computer, so I couldn't do any game building, but I did write a lot. I brought my electric notebook. It is right here. It's this one. It's called Remarkable. This is the Remarkable 2. I've had it for almost 3 years, and I am so happy with it. It's amazing. It has everything I need to track my writing, my stitching, my game making, just everything. It has it. And I managed to not only write down everything I had typed, which is what I was doing before, I also managed to start editing the Clevendales. So I wrote 6 chapters and a scene in the typed version, and then I decided that just writing it down by hand would be the easiest. I do have this pen, so it works really well. I usually do this with it when I talk because I need to move my hands because I'm Jewish and that's what we do when we talk. I did manage to just write all 6 chapters. I was in the 2nd chapter, I believe, when we went there, and in about 3 days I wrote the entire 6 chapters in a scene, and I actually fully edited the 1st chapter, and I'm currently in the middle of the 2nd chapter. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. I will probably change my plans for it, because at first it was supposed to be a standalone series in its own shared world, with the various series being just key moments in their history, and then this one would have been the first. And it would have been the Selection Meets Magic, and it's kind of gearing towards it as well. So yeah, I do really like it though. And then I figured, wait a second, I can merge it with my other 2 romantasy series, which is Fated Mates and other one, Books of Wonder. That's the other one. Then, they have fays and humans, and the Clevendales would have had only one of them. And in the first version of the idea that I had for it, it would have been humans, and they could have used magic until some point in their history, and then only very few of them could still use it. And turning them into fays just didn't feel right with this particular use of magic, so I ended up just making them their own thing again, mainly because Fated Mates is very similar to the Clevendales plot-wise, or at least the first plot-wise. I just feel like my voice is just going. But yeah, now I get to do a lot of other things with Fated Mates that I could not do when the Clevendales was still in the world. So, and I can also do a lot of different stuff with Clevendales that I did plan out, even if it was just a little bit. Yeah, so this is the first part of the video, and maybe even the whole thing. I don't know, if I can get a good picture, that will be the whole thing. And I'll just put it when I talked about the stitching. And if I did put it, you would have seen it. And if I didn't, then stick around for the next part of the video because I will be showing it. either in a picture or in real life. So stick around, and if it's the end of the video, then thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later in the next video. And I am not saying the usual ending line because I don't actually know if this is as I'm recording this, I have no idea if this is the last clip or not. So if it is the last clip, I will have a little card at the end of it with the end line written out, and if I don't, then I'll just see it in the next one. So thank you for sticking around. Thank you for listening to everything and all of the adventures that I had to share from my trip. And if you comment, and I do encourage you to do so, thank you for commenting. I'll see you later, or later today or tomorrow or this week or just next week. Bye. Hi again. So I did manage to record here. It will be a quick one. I just realized that I forgot to mention something that I didn't mention in the last clip. So first of all, here is what I have done so far. I still have all of this to finish in the diagonal, which is so sad. Honestly, it's so sad. But yeah, it's getting so close to the finish line, and I'm so happy about it. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that I did not do any of the fabric calculations for any of my planned future whips, so I will have to do it now. Yeah, so it will definitely cut on the stitching time, but I will calculate exactly how many stitches I need to finish the second whip go, and do those first, and then do the calculations, or just do the calculations and just get it over with, because I don't like math. I'm not really good at the calculations, and because I'm always stitching on 14 count, it's not allowed to change in an online fabric calculator, but since I'm calculating it in centimeters, it is really hard to find something that's actually reliable. So yeah. Also, I am happy that I get to show this to you. This is what I use to margin my edges. Well, now, I didn't use it when I did Pokemon, when I started on it, and I didn't have it when I did the Fox. And yes, it is a torn post-it note. It's about 3 inches, and 3 inches is about 7.5 centimeters. So yeah, either I do it in inches and then just convert it into centimeters, or I just do it in centimeters and convert that one into the centimeters that I need. And because in the fabric calculator that I did find, I will link it below, and yeah, it does not do partial numbers, so it's either 7 centimeters or 8, and I chose 8 because honestly it was like 7.6 something, so 8 would have been closer anyway. So yeah, that is how my next few days are looking. I also need to fully rest my voice before I go to work tomorrow. Well, actually not tomorrow, Monday, but it's going to be a very busy shift because there's another holiday coming up on Monday. So we work the Friday shift, which is until 3, I think. I'll have to ask. But until 3 p.m. and after that it's a holiday for like the rest of Monday, and I don't even know if it's till Wednesday or just Tuesday. So yeah, I can't really follow holiday stuff, and when I was in school it was according to school vacations, and I didn't know in advance, and now it's just whatever my phone calendar says. So yeah, but it's another holiday and hopefully it will be fine, and not looking forward to going back to work, but the vacation has to end at some point. So yeah, wish me luck. And also keep on stitching, keep on reading, and I'll see you next time.